downs, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. They'll run for it with Achane. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
It's Madden NFL 24. And up.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
And it certainly hasn't taken Herbert long to earn his status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. Locked and loaded at every snap. And the second he sees an opening, that ball is soaring downfield. You better be on your toes against him on defense. The second you turn your head, he'll burn you.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him at the end zone in this one.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. When you look at this defense, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
They may be ranked 3rd against the pass in the league, but they're the best that I've seen so far. Sometimes the numbers don't tell the full story.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Oh, boy, kind of hold your breath here because Justin Herbert He appears to be in some discomfort after that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup.
2nd down and 4. Again, it's Achane. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Another try for Barkley. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Saquon Barkley with his... The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And just shedding him off there. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
2nd and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards there and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
You talk about this Seahawk defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit at covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Jordan Davis in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I can assure you, setting up a screen is much more difficult than it appears. It requires excellent timing from everyone on the offense, and a defense's #1 goal is to throw that timing off.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the decision to throw out that challenge flag, a good one, as they'll get credited with a completion. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Devon Achane and the offense ready to go once again. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
And how about the quick feet there as he made a man miss on his way to a solid gain of 7. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is across midfield from one 49 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that is very well done there as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all. And if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. From the 50, here's Herbert. That one's complete out to Michael Mayer. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And a short gain down to about the 33.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. The drive stays alive, a third down gain of 8.
First down.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Now during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. 3 tight ends up front here, 3rd and goal. Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. They snap it to Herbert. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Michael May. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. But now this offense comes back out onto the field as we eat closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Yeah, that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second and 11. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Second and 11. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
2nd and 10. Herbert. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And down he'll go at the 25. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert throwing again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
The second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That's taken on the 25. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to try and go deep again. But this is caught at the 20. And touchdown! A big play there. 65 yards. And the Tigers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 17-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not to any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Herbert. It gets it right back to Mayer. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Now Herbert. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Throwing on second and long. Herbert. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
But partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 30. So we've hit halftime. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. This taken in right around the goal line. Pushing his way through. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Second and 9 now. Flush to his right. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get upfield.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
6-yard pickup brings up second and goal.
He'll try again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. They'll look to throw on third and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Tigers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be
Previous play is under review.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that can make this a free-possession game.
Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end, and he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 4, he doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him old reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Herbert now. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people. No errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted.
Look at the big man rumble. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So that potentially a turning point here this third quarter. A 2-score lead down to 1 now following the pick 6.
And that had to be the message at halftime for this defense, delivered and accepted. We need to go out there and make something happen.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Toronto's offense ready to take over. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Back to throw here. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
And why the field goal team is still out there is beyond me. Time to reconsider after the delay.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
So they bring out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Here's Achane to start the drive.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. On first down, back to Achane.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week. Welcome back to Toronto. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
Now it's Herbert. Throw on the right side, complete to Harrison. So nothing doing there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. A strong running. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Sliding out of the pocket. His throw incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And that is no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
Maybe an important 4th quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this fourth quarter deficit.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
H-Chan here. They stay on the ground.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here's Herbert. That is caught. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. I think a lot of time when we see a sack, you say, well, you blame it on the offensive line, the quarterback, but here, maybe you just tip your hat to the defender. What a play.
Yeah, and I think sometimes they just get a sense of the play before the ball's even snapped. Kind of like a sprinter anticipating the gun in a race. They're off.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brian Burns. That's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always...
And they caught it up, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Holding offense.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Go.
Herbert. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. So he stopped for no gain. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Herbert. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. What a way to wrap up the week in the NFL. All tied on this Monday night as the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Toronto's offense ready to take over. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. They go play action here on first down. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down.
Jordan Davis able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a second down now as they search for a score to break this tie.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building.
What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's third down.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now a timeout called for by the... As he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another day.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to... second down play.
Let's go now. Check. Buffalo 18.
On play action, they'll throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up third down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Holding offense.
Don't do us like that.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And his kick is indeed good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, So time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down 27-24, a little under 50 seconds to go. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10.
Throwing, Herbert. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Herbert to throw. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up.
This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
This one, an absolute must. It's 4th and 4. Now Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they will get the conversion on 4th down to stay alive, but time, not an ally. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done.